Now, I got an idea. I think I told you for the intro. Right? I said, I didn't get a chance to do it yet, but I said what I'm going to do is we going to use our song we got together called It's the Weekend.
Right.
You can go look that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Weekend. Reese and Scoe. With a bunch of clips and shit.
Right.
Clips of me, because I got the first verse. Clips of you. And it's not going to be the whole thing. Like, it's not going to be a 3-minute intro, but
gotcha.
A little snippet or whatever.
Right.
With the hook in between. You know what I'm saying? Hook at the end. I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, that's a good joint. That's a good idea.
I think that'd be dope.
So, yeah.
So, it's not going to be here.
Yeah.
But just imagine that here.
Right.
So, what's up, bro?
Ain't nothing, you know.
What's up with your weekend?
It's good.
I mean, your whole week. How your week been?
Right.
Since the last time we recorded.
It's been good, you know. This weather came out of nowhere. It surprised me. But,
bro, this snow, dog. Listen, bro. I contemplated, and Precious will tell you, I had a real conversation. Like, I'm like, yo, what do I have to do? We might have to move to Florida, and I might have to pay for you to move with us.
Right.
Like, you got to come with us, because we still going to do the podcast.
Right.
But we going to pick all this up.
Mm-hmm.
We going to pick all this shit up and take it down there.
Right.
Because this snow shit, I hate snow.
Right.
I hate snow, and I hate cold, and I hate people who act like they like the cold.
Right.
Like, fuck you. I hate that shit. I hate it, dog. I hate precipitation. I hate when it rains. Like, you know, motherfuckers be like, oh my God, when it rains, this be making me want to cuddle. And like, I don't want to do, like, don't touch, I don't want to do none of that.
Yeah,
I hate the rain.
That's a real feeling, though. Yeah, no.
That cuddle shit?
Yeah.
That's how you be?
I
you
do
be on that type of time?
Yeah.
When it rain, you be like, damn.
I be wanting to be around the chick. Like, I don't be just wanting to be like.
I just be wanting the rain to stop.
No, I
don't like the rain.
I be wanting to watch movies and chill with the chick.
Like I can dig that, but it's like I just hate it. I don't like it. I don't like rain. I don't like it. I don't like precipitation. Fuck that shit. Fuck that hail.
Yeah.
Fucking rain and shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. I hate that shit. We really, like, it was a real conversation. Like I know I want a nice, big, giant, stupid ass house.
Right.
And that's what all this is about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make no mistake. Like, I want to make money. Like, I like pie, but I'm gonna get paid to pie.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a big, stupid, goofy ass house. And there's gonna be a lot of space.
Right.
You might have to live there so that niggas can pie. Like,
I feel you on that.
Cause I don't know, man. Like, I just, dog, this past week been. So earlier I was talking to Tahira, our executive producer Tahira. She ain't been coming because she said, "Fuck y'all, it's COVID,"
right?
And I'm not coming. So I was talking to her earlier today, like when I was driving around and shit, and she was like, we was talking about the I had posted 3 episodes.
No, oh God. She has something to say.
Clear.
She wants to go outside.
She want to play, so we gonna put the dog outside. Yeah, that bone didn't last 2 hours like we thought it would.
She done already?
I mean, she done fucking with it.
I'm like at least a major push, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently we was drawn, and not the one we did last week, but the ones from before that I posted.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we was drawn. Like, we was using mad names. Right. We was snitching, incriminating people, incriminating ourselves.
Right.
Like, Tara, she was like, and nigga, you got the nerve to be like, don't worry about it. We can say it. I'm going to cut it out.
Right.
Like, you cut shit out. You just posted it.
Yeah.
Ain't a fucking thing was cut the fuck out. You just posted that shit. And I'm like, Yeah, I had to. I deleted it.
Yeah.
I deleted it before it got hectic because
Right.
we was like letting it go.
Yeah.
We was letting it go.
And that's what I mean, this is our first
First couple, still getting the
trial run.
Still getting the kinks out.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, like still working it out, still getting the kinks out. It's hard, like when it's a lot of people and we be going,
right?
Motherfuckers be like, you know, blah 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 blah. This person, like we talk about bitches and shit,
right?
Blah blah blah. This girl, whatever, and it's like, you done said it now, like now it's out,
right?
And to a degree, some of that shit is like okay, but it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
It can really draw because you do gotta end up seeing that person,
right?
And if the pod get popular or even semi-popular, it might get back to that person depending on, you know what I'm saying. Possibly. So it's like we was drawn, and I was drawn for posting it, but so I'm like, all right, you know, we going, but that's an easy thing to get together.
Right? Yeah,
that's not a hard thing to get together. Yeah. She was even trying to suggest like, y'all can use other names in place of these names. It ain't like you can't tell a story just because you can't say fucking this person's name and shit.
Right.
So I'm like, cool, you know what? I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea, but I totally forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad idea or whatever. Sorry, they fucking distracted me. What about you?
I mean, yeah, like you said, we still working the kinks out, so it's cool. I feel like these first few episodes is gonna have some bumps, some hiccups. Yeah. So let's just we gotta expect that and just you mean build from there. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna be some bullshit, but
right.
The point is we gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
we gonna have fun. We gonna
That's
have a good
the main
time.
goal. Yeah,
we kicking it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
For sure, man. So I got a question though, man. How you feel about this COVID vaccination?
Alright. So we've been talking back and forth. Like me and Precious been talking back and forth about it a lot actually.
Right.
We've been talking back and forth about it a lot.
Right.
I am not as afraid of it as everybody else is. I do understand people's fear.
Right.
I do get it to a degree. The problem I have is whenever you hear somebody start to talk about it, it's like, well, this is kind of what we want is a vaccine. We need something for prevention and to destroy the virus so that we can go back to life. Like we can go back to our regular lives. This is it. Like they make vaccines all the time. People get vaccines all the time. This is not like getting a vaccine this fast or this early or whatever. I understand that it's like, yo, it came real fast. This is not that weird. It's a little fast.
Right. But
it's really like once you start talking to doctors who was, you know what I'm saying, like keeping up with the science and all that, they be like, right. It's only, from what I heard, it's only fast because I'm not no doctor, I'm not no scientist, I'm just a nigga, I don't know nothing. Don't listen to me and be like, reset it. So I heard this from motherfucker. Mm-hmm. But from what I heard, it's not that weird that it was so fast. The doctor I was listening to was on the radio. He was in one of the trials. He was a part of the original trials. And he said they were done spectacularly. Everything was on the up and up. It was very normal. And the science of making this stuff is not like we do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is stuff that we do as Americans, as scientists, as doctors all the time. Mm-hmm. Once you have a spotlight on something, then it's like, it's one of those things where it seemed to me like because none of us are doctors and scientists, we don't know how that world works.
Right. So we just gotta go with it.
So we just kind of gotta go with it, and on top of that, it's like we want them to answer questions that it can be understandable to ask, but it's also like yo, if I answer this question, are you really gonna understand the answer? Like, are you who don't know the science gonna really understand the answer? I'm probably not. It's like how y'all make it. What's in it?
Well, I mean,
What?
it's a way
the phenyline.
But I feel like it's a way to break it down because it's a way you figured it out. Like you
you
had to
yes.
figure it out. So I feel like it's ways to break things down to the simplest form. They just don't want to, or they don't feel like they have the time to do it.
I don't know about that because what's the instance in which it wasn't like when are they supposed to do that?
What?
Like when?
To tell you how it works.
Yeah, like when because everybody kept saying we don't know the side effects. But then I heard the side effects and it was like everything that you get when you take any vaccine.
But that's what I'm saying.
Irritation in the spot.
And it's like
a little bit of maybe not diarrhea.
So the vaccine is what? It's supposed to do what? It's supposed to eliminate this disease?
It's definitely prevention. Everybody who does not have COVID-19 can take the vaccine and you will not get COVID-19. It's 2 shots.
But they say that about the flu.
Say what?
They say that about the flu shot. And you get the flu every time you take the flu shot.
So what vaccines do is it injects. It's not like they're gonna inject COVID into you per se.
Right. They give you a little bit of it. Though.
But it's like, hey, this is so your
immune
body can know how to fight this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, you know what I'm saying? What the guy who I was listening to said is he was like, sort of like, he felt sick for like 2 days. And then immediately felt better. But he didn't feel like how people be sick off of COVID. Like, not like that.
Because I was about to say, he could have just had a healthy immune system and his immune system might have been able to fight it. So who's to say somebody with a weaker immune system?
But I think although like when they do a trial of 30,000 people, 30 or 40,000 people, it's like, which is what they had to do.
Right.
It's like everybody don't got it. All 30,000 people don't got good immune systems.
And that's what I'm saying.
And if it's 96% positive results,
right?
I mean,
he fucked the other 4%.
Fuck the other 4%.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like
that's a big percent. 4.
4 is not a big percent.
If the
96.
That's what I'm saying. 96 is not gonna catch it, but 4% might catch it and die.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. What's COVID? Like COVID is a disease that you
90% of people don't die from COVID.
Yeah,
don't die when they catch COVID.
But it's a possibility of you dying from COVID.
Yes.
Right. So are you willing to just
so 4% of people catch COVID and get over COVID. Nobody. It was like those 4% of people died.
But it's people that have died from COVID.
From COVID, yes.
Right. So is it that you just be like, oh?
So you want 100? You want it at 100? You want it at a complete 100? Because medicine isn't really 100.
If I'm taking a risk with my life,
but medicine, what medicine is 100?
None, really. So
do you not take aspirin? Do you not take medicine?
I mean, if I don't have to, I wouldn't do it. No, I don't just take it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm feeling sick. I'm gonna just take. No, if it's ways around it. No,
now you do still have to go. It's one of those. Again, from what I heard, me not being a scientist,
right?
What I gather is it's one of those things where it's like, even if you get the vaccine, you still have to wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands good. Still prevent yourself from getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if enough people get it, it severely decreases the chance to 0 that anybody can get it and also die from it. Because if I'm not mistaken, the vaccine also. Now I could be wrong about that part. I could be wrong about that, but I know it's prevention. I do know absolutely prevention.
I feel like it's just gonna be a lot of people that they gonna be like, that's going to get really sick, really bad, and it's just like.
Like you think the vaccine is going to do more harm than good?
No, I think it's going to do more good than harm, but I think it's going to do enough harm that if the world was to see the harm, it would be enough to the point where people be like, yeah, no, I ain't messing with it.
But it's also 2 vaccines.
Okay.
It's 2 different companies.
So
like it's like the Moderna.
right.
Moderna vaccine is the one that was just approved by the FDA,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's the other one? Where is Tahira at? What, you know the name?
It's Pfizer. I see that.
Pfizer. Kept saying it's P, but it's not P. Pfizer. Thank you. Pfizer. Right. So I don't remember which one.
And I think part of it's a P in the beginning. It's like
No, it is. But I kept thinking the word is a P sound, but I'm thinking about something else. Pfizer. So I forget which one. One of them took the government money. The other one did not. Right. So they both. So it's like take what you will from that, right? Whatever you feel about that is what you feel about that. But one of them is 94 and one of them is 96% effective. So, are you saying that you think the same thing about both of these things, or is it just vaccines in general? Like, is it this specific situation, or both of these specific situations, rather, or is it just vaccines in general?
It's vaccines in general that I don't deal with. I don't take the flu vaccine anymore. I have. When I was working at Walgreens and I got sick, like real bad, after they told me I wasn't going to get sick, they told me it was going to be a slight cold.
Right.
And it was something like terrible. So,
like when you say, how long did you have it?
Just the cold. I had the cold for probably like a strong week. And it took, and even after that, like once I was able to start moving around again, I was still like dealing with like the chest mucus,
right.
stuff like that. So it had me down for a second. And I
Did you ask me any questions about it? Like, what did they say?
They said exactly what I mean. Like, and they told me in the beginning, and then they told me that everything would just be like it would be like almost like a common cold. It wouldn't be like the flu. Like they was gonna give me the flu shot. I was gonna receive a little bit of symptoms. Something like a common cold, and after that few days, I should be good. They after when it happened, and I was able to come back to work, and I was telling them like, yeah, man, I was sick that whole time, like I was messed up for real. They was like, oh wow, I don't know why I did that. It doesn't usually happen to people like that, and that's all they really had for me. They didn't have any other explanations or.
Well, they aren't your primary doctors. So
yeah, no, I get that, but it's like. Yeah, no, and once I started looking into the vaccines and just what was in them, it was like, yeah, no, I'm pretty much cool off them. And once I realized that majority of these colds and sicknesses that you catch, you can get like they go away with home remedies or stuff that you have around in the house with like fruit,
a lot of stuff,
yeah, fruit, vegetables, and just a lot of that can go away with healthy eating. So I just, I seen it wasn't a need for that anymore, so I stopped dealing with them all the way around.
But now, take something like the measles, right?
Right.
Those vaccines you get as a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like, yo, we beat these sicknesses because it's like, hey, you get your shots as a kid, you get your shots as a baby or whatever.
Right.
And that's the reason why we beat these. That you don't hear about these old school sicknesses anymore. Is because you get these shots as a kid, and as you grow up, it's like all the kids in school done had them.
Mm-hmm.
So none of the kids catch them. So none of the adults have them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are vaccines.
It could possibly be that, or it could have been that they were putting different chemicals in the drinks and in the food back in the days, like it was different.
That it was creating those.
Yeah, it could have been, and then the FDA steps in and cuts a lot of those chemicals and stuff, and place them with other less harmful things. So it could have been those things. Then they tell you that it's the vaccines that did it, just to
make you get the.
You know what I mean, and give you something to lean on, like, oh, the vaccines.
But what would they get out of having you get the
money, don't they?
Well, I mean,
the pharmaceutical.
I never had a fucking child, so
yeah.
Precious have you've had 2 children. Did you have to pay to get these kids vaccinated?
Insurance pays for it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think you pay for it, but insurance
pay for it.
Yeah. You have to get them vaccinated.
That's probably a stupid question.
And a lot of rules have changed with vaccination. Like when it comes to kids, because you don't have to get your child vaccinated to go to school, but it gets harder because certain shit is happening. You gotta get your kid vaccinated, or your kid can't come to school.
Right.
Like I know now, like when Mir was born, I had a choice to get him vaccinated or not. But when you are in the hospital, they automatically giving your kids shots and you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
They come in like sign here, and here.
That's the shit I don't mess with.
And you like, what's this about? Wait, what's this? They just sign here, and here. And then they whisk the kid off, or you like, what just happened? Your kid got all these vaccinations as soon as they're born.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they go to school, they gotta get vaccinated. They can't go to school unless they're vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Like with Paige, she don't have to be vaccinated. She didn't have to start first grade or kindergarten.
And then just not to cut you off or nothing like that. It's just it doesn't seem odd to you that the younger generation is just getting like they don't use their brain at all, bro. Like they don't use that shit at all, bro. Like they don't stop and think about nothing.
It's not all of them. It's not every.
But it's a lot of them. I'm not.
When
saying
you say the younger generation, what generation we talking about? We talking about the younger generation in the because I'm 31.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
So to me, the younger generation.
Talking about the millennials. I'm talking about.
I'm a millennial.
From like no, I'm not a millennial. I'm in the 90s. I was born in 93.
Yes, you're a millennial.
No, that's before.
Millennial starts in 89.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
You might be thinking Gen X or Gen Z. We're not those. Those are the 19, 20, 17. Those are those kids. It's like Gen X and Gen Z.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
The kids.
Go ahead. Give it to us.
Right.
I was just saying, when does the millennial timeline start?
Give it to us.
Well, we're 1981 to 1996.
Okay, 81. All right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I'm talking about from actually 96 to like the 2000s.
Right. So you're talking about right after us.
Yeah, it's just they
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Right.
But that can be attributed to a lot of different stuff, though. That can't just be attributed to one.
I'm not saying it's just one thing, but I'm just saying, is it not odd? Because I know when I was a kid and I thought about doing reckless things, I had another thought.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped and really contemplated options. Like I didn't just do. It's like these kids nowadays not even thinking about what they're doing. It's like when you grab them and stop them and you like, yo, why did you just do that? It's like I don't know.
But now, I'm not disagreeing with you. Don't take what I'm saying the wrong way. But I can make the same argument about us and a generation ahead of us. Could have easily had the same thought. See, everything about the millennials was about us being lazy and about us being like, and I'm talking about societal wise, like as societal as a whole was all of it was millennials are lazy. We obsessed with Harry Potter. We, it's the phone generation, the me generation. We don't want to work and all these different things. Like so. They would have had these arguments about us. How do you know that this isn't a older person looking at a younger person, seeing them do their fuck shit, and not seeing that you did your fuck shit as the same thing, even though you may see it as more severe fuck shit, but they always see it as more severe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it goes to say if you just listen to any of the people like older generation that's still living,
right?
They say it. I hear it 100 times a day. Like these are some of the wildest times we living in, and if you see a lot of the murders and shootings and stuff that's going on,
it's rough. It's hard to look at.
It's a lot of kids. Like a lot of these people are kids, like 20, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like these is kids. They haven't even begun to live life. They don't even know what living life is. So it's like it's just I know when I was coming up, right? It wasn't a lot of us doing it.
Yeah.
It was older guys doing it. Like it was killings happening, but it was like older.
Right. It wasn't so many children.
Right, and it wasn't.
At least it didn't feel careless.
That way. Yeah, and
it didn't feel that way. Like we were younger, so a kid to me now is older than who a kid would have been to me when I was younger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I was 21, I wouldn't have called a 21-year-old a kid.
Right, you'd have been like
the same way I look at a 21-year-old now as a kid. You know what I mean? So a 24-year-old, when I was 21, a 24-year-old, I wouldn't have said that's a kid.
Right.
But now I will.
Right.
So,
but
know what I mean?
Yeah. And another thing that I think about is like, even now, like when like a few years ago, probably like 10, 15 years ago, we wasn't looking at every young boy and like, yo, like looking at him with the side eye. Nowadays, it's like you look at every young boy like, rough. What this young boy, what you doing? Like, what y'all grade do? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like,
could that, I could make a beeline, right? Because that's an interesting comment. I could make a beeline from our social media flexing and not being able to and wanting to motherfuckers being more reckless and more hungry.
Right.
Like growing, like we didn't get social media. I didn't get social media till I was almost out of high school.
Right.
So when I was just coming into high school, I only had when I didn't have to. Flexing school was the flex.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was where
fly,
that was where you was trying to be fly at. Was school. And when that and when that was done, that was done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could flex on the block, but you in 9th grade, you in 9th, 10th grade. Like how much flexing is how much flexing is you doing with somebody else's money?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can still everybody clown each other, but we all fucking grew up together and shit. So it's kind of hard to be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now it's like you get on, now it's like you 21, 22, 23, you get online and call like, let's be honest, you get online 22, 23 and shit, and you might be moving around the city. Depending on where you live at, you're competing with motherfuckers that look like they got a lot of money.
Okay.
Like, that's who you gotta compete with. On top of being hungry. You at 22, 23, 24, you go to talk to a girl, and this year, even, in a fucking panorama, this year you go to talk to a girl in the wrong month, and she talking to you about a fucking Birkin bag. Like, you gotta have a whole Birkin bag conversation. Whether it's real or not, or it makes sense or not, or that's a legitimate thing or not. You gotta have different types of conversations, which is like, bro, like, I could make a beeline from social media and that lifestyle, or the want for that lifestyle like that, straight to niggas getting robbed in the street. Or you having to look around like, yo, you got like, you done got a little older, you working hard, you doing your thing,
right.
You got a little money in your pocket, and you got to keep your fucking head on a swivel, because like you said, young boys is wilding. But it's like, it's not only because of this,
right.
But I can absolutely see how that shit is, that ain't easy. Like, that ain't easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, my fault. But yeah. I think that shit is scary, it's hard. I think in a lot of ways I'm saying we when we're talking about the younger generation, but we as a society, we're doing that shit to ourselves. Better people have said it better than I could, but like, just looking at it, it's like, bro, we're doing this to ourselves. We're having these conversations, these arguments about all this money we do not fucking have.
Exactly.
We do not, like, let's call a fucking spade a spade. Motherfuckers are broke. That's just the truth. The country right now is fucking broke.
Right.
Every time I watch the news, not local news, but I watch the internet news every fucking day, and nigga, the real numbers, we looking like a third world country.
But my whole thing is this: how is that even possible if we print our own money? Like how? Like how is that we?
It's not that our country don't have it. That's not the issue.
So when
the
you
issue
say,
is not the.
When you say we broke, what do you like?
We as the citizens, we as the people who don't.
And that's another thing that messes with me because it's like
if you asking me why, now we get into politics,
right? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's all political. It's all political. In a nutshell, the president that we have didn't take it seriously in the beginning, and his biggest claim for something he did right was the economy being good. The way he measured that was by the stock market, even though that don't mean anything to us,
right?
But he's a businessman,
right?
So when you're a multi-billion-dollar businessman or whatever, the stock market is the market. The stock market is where your head is at,
right? All the time.
So that's who you give a fuck about. You don't fucking play stocks. I don't fucking play stocks. Definitely not stocks on that level.
Right.
That don't enter us.
Right.
But so when that was the case, right before the panorama, when that was the case, it was like, okay, this was the one thing. This was numbers that he could say, I did this. Now, in all reality, I could make a million arguments that he not really he don't really have that claim for like that's not his doing.
Right.
But it happened during his administration. And a lot of times, even if the previous president did X amount of things right, and the next president gets to kind of reap those benefits, it just is what it is. That's just kind of how it goes. So, okay, cool. He made the stock market boom up or whatever. Certain things he did that he legitimately did help this thing. So when we in a pandemic. People is losing money, right? His claim is the stock market. So when the stock market is plummeting, so much of his constituents, the Republicans' fight is going to be for big business. So when we got those stimulus checks and all the PUA and shit, it was like, yo, we need to do another round. We need to do another round. A whole lot of money that was supposed to go to small businesses went to larger businesses. But when you are thinking, yo, when it get warm, it's gonna go away. Corona gonna go away when it get warm. Or you thinking, yo, I just gotta hang on until I get reelected. I get reelected. Right. Yo, I'm giving this money to this Pfizer company or this Moderna company. We gonna have a vaccine. Everything gonna go back up. We gonna be good. When you holding on with your fucking fingernails like that, and motherfuckers is really breaking, it's because you're single-minded in your thinking. You don't care about actual people.
Right.
That's the difference, in my opinion, between the actual people, the actual Trump supporters on the ground, and the Republicans that's like in government.
Right.
Is that the sad part is they legitimately think he cares about them, and he doesn't.
Right.
He don't give a fuck about none of himself and his family.
Right.
That's where it stops at. You can clearly see that by the way he treat motherfuckers who go against anything he say, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent.
Right.
He don't give a fuck about nobody else. So when right now or in the last couple of months, what's been happening is a constant back and forth argument between Democrats and Republicans, the House and the Senate. We have a Republican Senate, a Republican majority Senate, and a Democratic majority House.
Right.
Which means they have to work together to make decisions. How do you work together with somebody you don't agree with? if I want money to be allocated here, and you want money to be allocated here, we are at an impasse.
Right.
And I can put, well, how about a little bit of this? How about a little bit of this? And you go, well, no, because that don't help. That takes money away from me wanting money to go here.
Mm-hmm.
And we just keep arguing. So we just keep on arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then some people be like, yo, let's try to figure this. They've tried to quote unquote figure this out for the longest time. But that's why we haven't done what so many other countries have done.
Right.
And that's why our government has not taken care of us like so many other countries has done, because when like a lot of our politicians are in the pockets of big business. Like, yo, when motherfuckers was young, people would argue you down about, oh, who controls the country and it's these shadow people. It's not. It's businesses. It's businesses. These ain't motherfuckers you gotta search hard to find. Walmart and Amazons and shit like that. Like, these motherfuckers is making big money.
Disney,
big money.
Disney making crazy.
During fucking.
Not to cut you off. I didn't know ESPN was under Disney. National Geographic is under Disney.
Well, they bought Fox.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's so much. Like when
they acquired Fox before the pandemic. But if we moving on, yes, they.
So that's even crazier, because if you got Fox, that means you got Fox Sports and you got ESPN.
Yes. Actually, was ESPN was Fox?
No, ESPN is.
They bought ESPN before Fox.
Okay.
That was before the Fox.
That's something totally different than Fox, though.
No, I know, but I'm trying to remember if that was in the Fox, if ESPN was in the Fox deal, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, I'm like, because
the Fox deal just happened 2019, 2018, right. One of them.
I know. I discovered all this stuff on PlayStation Plus, like the Star Wars series.
They've had Star Wars for a couple of years now.
It's crazy though, bro.
Yeah.
Like that on top of just Star Wars and Mickey Mouse alone. Like all the Mickey Mouse and everything that comes with Mickey Mouse, like and them two alone.
And Marvel.
Then you throw Marvel in there, and you throw the sports stuff in there. You throw National Geographic.
Well, you also have to take in consideration. First of all, yes.
Right.
Let me say yes. First of all, you also have to take consideration when they bought some of this stuff. Some of these IPs weren't like Marvel's IP wasn't that high when they bought it.
Right.
So it's like it became that high under them.
But if anybody had the vision, anybody is what I'm saying. Like it was opportunity. Like you said, they are the ones that took the step and took the opportunity. But it's like
I want to say
fucking amazing.
Apple, because it was a couple people trying to when Fox was going up for like, hey, we done.
Right.
When they was going up, it was a few people trying to cash, but it was like, yes, Disney got the biggest dick and the most money. Yes, and when it comes to business, they are cutthroat.
Right.
They are cutthroat. All that Disney princess night shit. Yeah, no. That's movie shit, bro.
Right, that's all.
That's movie shit, bro.
I know that. I done heard a lot of backstories. I heard a lot of backstories about
they
Mr. Walt Disney himself. Like that's yeah.
They cutthroat down to like a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. A lot of shit. I yeah. But I know, right? She wilding outside. But can you use the bathroom? Yeah. We can take a break.
You sure?
We can take a break.
Ain't gonna do that, is it?
No, we'll just have 2 videos. Yeah, we can take a break. All right, we'll take a break. I gotta freaking tinkle.